have to wait and see, guys, after the commercial break. We'll be right back.
그것은 치열한 전투. 우리를 억압하는 모든 것으로부터. 그게 바로 20살 우리의 캐리. 우리 이 혹독한 훈련에서 살아남은 의자만이 CDG의 의자가 되니까. 때론 지나친 고집이 정말 좋은 것을 만드니까 의자가 인생을 바꾼다.
We're here at the LCK Arena at Wall Park, and we're in the midst of Dom 1 versus the Jin Air Green Wings. Now, that first game started off really good for Jin Air. They got a lead, they had a better scaling comp, and we thought they were actually going to win their second game here at the LCK, but things began to crash and burn as Dom 1 were able to take advantage of the pitiful Baron attempt, and then took Elder and won the game.
Yeah, and we have a sub coming in now for Dom 1 Gaming, Nuclear in the bottom lane. And like you were just mentioning, Jin Air, when you try to envision what more they have,
Had a lot of damage on the Ezreal.
Oh, here we go for game number 2. Dom 1 Gaming versus Jin Air Green Wings. Galio banned right out the gate.
Something tell me Dom 1 aren't going to play Silas this time. I kind of hope.
Yeah, one would hope that that would not be the case. But Lucian banned away by Jin Air Green Wings. Let's see if they keep it true. Tried, true, and tested. Cassiopeia, Lucian, and Ezreal for the red side. Dom 1 banning away the Lissandra.
And they took away the Lissandra the first time around on the red side, and we were kind of questioning that, but this time around on blue, you definitely have a lot more freedom to go for some of those reach bans, and Jin Air not going to pass up on the opportunity to take away Nuggery's Vlad anytime soon.
And there it goes, and Ezreal still on the table, and Dom 1, they have first opportunity at it. Now, they cannot ban Cassio or Ezreal and guarantee that they get one or the other, so you could take the opportunity here to ban Urgot, knowing that you would get one of the two. And in doing so, Jin Air now, a pretty awkward situation. Now, one might say, well, okay, then they can just ban neither Ezreal or Cass.
They just gave Nuclear Ezreal.
Yeah.
You know, not a big fan of that choice. I'd say, I would rather take Jace anytime over giving Nuclear Ezreal once again. Has a big smile on his face. Jin Air looking to potentially deny the Ezreal Tahm Kench lane at least. That means a very early Tahm Kench when there are still a lot of good picks left on the board.
Yeah, and Urgot still available. Cassiopeia also still available. Will Jin Air choose either one? Because if you don't take either one, you hand
Silas.
it over. Yeah, of course, obviously. And then you hand it over to Dom 1 Gaming, and they respond, Urgot, Cassiopeia, do you remake? Do you bug splat your client and say...
Well, you have a couple of choices, right?
Okay. Let's see it. Come on. Urgot, Cassiopeia, one time.
One time for the boys.
You got one job. Nope, that's not the champion. Nope.
Showmaker likes this one, though. He earned MVP on this one multiple times as well. So maybe just picking Comfort and a mid laner that is definitely up there in terms of tier lists right now wouldn't be so bad. Also has a high win rate there at 69.
Urgot one time. 10 seconds. No? Alright, not today.
Silas.
Oh, good. Olaf, cool.
An LS favorite of many years, as we all know.
Amazing.
Olaf coming in. And that does mean that Jin Air could just scoop up the Urgot if they do want to. Olaf himself actually has a surprisingly high win rate. Wouldn't expect that. You see it a bunch from Bono, who has been winning a bunch, so I suppose that's part of the reason.
Now Grace.
Okay.
Yeah, he's hovering the Rise, and I mean, he picked this in game number 1. He didn't do anything on it. I mean, we saw his damage number at the very end. Also, questionable Rise ultimate into the Baron at the very end there.
Yeah.
Not making use of his ultimate up in top when they had the Baron to make a Giga Wave in mid. And not really quite sure what the Rise is going to accomplish here now in game number 2.
Maybe he just only feels comfortable playing Aftershock Rise into the LeBlanc. Could just be like a champion pool thing. Maybe it's not ideal for Grace, but amongst the many problems that Jenner have been having, his picking Rise, if he's comfortable on it, you know, I guess so. Yeah, maybe it's not the absolute best choice on paper, objectively, but either way, is going to pick that one up as Soraka and Ashe going to be taken off the table.
I look at Ashe and I ask why be afraid of that when you have the CC invulnerability inside of the Olaf, the LeBlanc that can just press W and dodge, Ezreal, Arcane Shift. I'm not quite following the logic here, especially when your support still has yet to be picked and there's many supports that can answer Ashe. Now Victor being taken away though, I do agree with that, Ben. I think that that's quite nice. You don't want to have a repeat of a very similar team comp for Jin Air, where you just end up getting stalled to death.
Well, Jin Air is going to take it a step further and pick up Sivir. They don't care about your Ashe bans, your Victor bans. They're still going to want to take this late with that Sivir pickup. As Ashe, Tahm Kench has been run to success by Helma Life, but you are right, their composition could play very well into it. Maybe even just bait Jin Air into picking something like that, but instead, they are going to have to go up against the Sivir. As Damwon with their last couple of picks. Alistar going to be one of them.
Yep. Alistar locked in now. And I mean, this Damwon Gaming team composition is so aggressive. And they're going to need another frontliner. And I mean, Urgot has made it this far along. What?
Champion deleted for you after the last couple of patches, LS. Well, it's not deleted for your man Nuguri in the top lane, as he's going to be hopping onto that one. We were expecting a lot more jungle Aatrox, but I doubt we'll be seeing top Olaf anytime soon. You okay over there?
No, I'm not. I'm really not.
Hey, they finally got to Urgot at least. That's something.
They finally found Urgot as the last pick. I'm so sorry. The order in which the draft was constructed is just so bizarre and peculiar. So for those of you that don't know, Aatrox is completely gutted. This guy he can't do anything in the later stages. I mean, he still does deal the same amount of damage. The problem is that even at 45% CDR, the way that his is, now hit the
still 99 ultimate success here in the LCK. They still sit on the east side of the standings, if you have it there, sitting at 6th place currently. Got our AR working again,
yeah,
Alice.
we finally have our AR. They finally managed to piece it together. I think that's why the game went as long as it did. On the flip side, for Jin Air Green Wings, Urgot, Lee Sin, Rise, Sivir, and Thomas Kench. For this team comp, it wants to fight, obviously, in the later stages, but it's no stranger to 2 items. They have the Tahm Kench to answer split pushes later on in the game. They have Rise and Tahm, which opens up 1-3-1 possibilities. Even though they are on the red team, normally red team has a much more difficult time doing a 1-3-1 split push due to the blue team's proximity to the endgame neutral objective, which is Baron. So typically 1-3-1s are a little bit more difficult to pull off.
Yeah, the fans still here. As you were in the midst of a pretty long-winded point there.
Yeah.
I hope you got to the end of that one.
I was waiting for the like you, and, you know, we didn't quite get that, but nonetheless, I love this. That's my favorite taunt in the game.
I mean, yes, obviously. The cowbell is the best one.
That's the best champion in the game. He's strutting his stuff in River right now.
Thomas.
Yourself up a Coin Emperor Tahm Kench skin. You haven't already.
Hashtag sellout.
There you look at him. How majestic. You ever seen a catfish walk out of water?
I have now.
Yeah, you have. He's going back in to his humble abode.
Yeah.
Alright, well. Do you think that's seaweed, actually? We call it a river
do you
brush, but what if it's just seaweed?
Oh.